But in the leader's eyes, that's the worst thing.
Yes.
That's what they'll tell everyone because that's what's going to create outliers that will rebel against their programming. Like it'll make hard work feel good. It'll make you look physically way better, feel way better, more steady emotionally.
Yep. The high testosterone women, they seem the most upset with their lives.
That's what I'm saying.
The past 3 years, we've been chasing our vision to flip our lives around. From sleeping on kitchen tiles and eating stale ice cream cones to selling out drops, creating a network of like-minded people, we've built something really special. We wanted to create a brand that encapsulates the lifestyle of improvement. A brand that stands for the outliers, the purpose-driven people that are chasing their own dream. This brand isn't for everyone, but you'll know if it is. Join the SMS and VIP list if you want early dibs on every drop before they sell out to the public. You'll also get free items and discounts. I'll see you all there.
What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the 1% podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about something that we always discuss on this podcast, testosterone. It's always fucking testosterone this, estrogenic this. For fuck's sake, we're always talking about it.
It's also more of an inside joke than...
Yeah, it's almost like an inside joke at this point.
It's just funny to us.
But it does play a key role into self-improvement and how you go about your life. Yeah. That's why we wanted to discuss it.
It also plays a key role in society.
Yes.
Like, you can change everything with testosterone levels in men. Like, if the testosterone levels in men and like even estrogen levels in women like fluctuates, like that can change society completely.
I think the mission of this episode will be to just spread awareness to being conscious about how you manage your testosterone levels, because it is way, way more important than I think a lot of people realize. I mean, some people got past, biology or whatever in school, but they just forget about everything.
Yeah.
They don't really teach it in school. That's not to say that we're scientists and everything we say is factual. Quick disclaimer, everything we say in this, we are explaining it from factual information, but at the end of the day, it's just bro science.
I'm not a doctor.
Andrew Human is my legal guardian, though, so take that as you will. Yeah. But all we fucking do is talk about it, discuss it. We do know a lot about it, so I thought, let's just talk about it because... I
don't think it gets talked about enough.
100%. To be honest. 100%. I'll make 3-4 episodes if I have to about this shit.
Yeah, and maybe we can spread awareness. We can make a month, low T month. Spread those for awareness.
Yeah.
For people suffering from low T symptoms.
Maybe.
I'm pretty sure that's called Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. I think that's what it's called.
It's actually linked.
To where we tell people that it's... Where we tell men that it's okay to feel like shit. Yippee. Let's all feel like shit. It's all good.
It's not okay to be okay. Okay.
That was an unpopular opinion, but I got so much hate for that video when I made the video.
It seems kind of obvious.
I got it completely wrong. It's okay to not be okay.
Wait, you made a video calling out that thing and people were hating on you.
Yeah.
Fuck. What were they saying?
They don't want to be okay. That's the thing. They don't want to be okay.
He's like, it's kind of like being sick.
Yeah,
just
I know.
being like, oh, this is fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's not... What?
I don't know. I can't wrap my head around it.
It's like you're trying to help. That's what they don't understand.
Saying it's not okay isn't saying like, oh, I don't give a fuck about you. It's saying like, it's not okay to be upset, so you need to fix it.
Yeah, it's...
What the fuck?
I was just so sick of this like accepted approach to fucking mental health instead of like a proactive approach to actually fucking fix it. Let's get to the other side. Come on. I've got the progressive fucking mindset, not the deal with it mindset. What is that shit?
Yeah. I can't believe you got hate from that. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, people like, maybe I don't think this is a hot take, bro. I think maybe you should delete this one.
No, fuck off. What? Wait, it doesn't align with the sheep hive mind masses? Yeah. Bro, you fucking delete your channel, bro. Wait, you have a unique opinion? Get out of here, man. What are you doing, bro?
It's just that they see shit at a surface level. They can't open their mind to differing opinions. That maybe it's not okay to not be okay.
Like, people don't think for themselves, I feel like. They just fucking, like, look at the mainstream news and go, like,
the fucking
I'll do that.
The hive mind.
They don't think what's actually good for them. Like,
it's the great hive mind, and it's taking over.
Anyway, let's dive back into the topic of this episode. So, do you think men should manage their testosterone levels, and why should they manage their testosterone levels?
Every man should be aware of their testosterone levels and should manage it, and just... Yeah, I think it's just better for your health, better for your mental health, physical health. Everything becomes better when you've got higher testosterone. It's pretty much as simple as that. I don't see any negatives, really, from having high testosterone, if you're a man, obviously.
You'll become toxically masculine and so much better than everyone else.
Except from, like, soy boy is hating on you or some shit.
No, there really is no negatives. If you're a man who wants to succeed in life and don't want to be a loser, mate, there's just positives really from there. Obviously, there's negatives if you want to be a loser, and all the people that are with the narrative that it's okay to be depressed and whatnot. Obviously, there's going to be negatives there. So,
well, being depressed is actually a side effect of low testosterone.
I was going to say that's why we're talking about depression right now, because it's actually the side effect of low T.
Yeah.
You know what I hear a lot of people say about a negative of having high T is a lot of people say the reason why there's these men out there who are abusive to their wives is because their testosterone is really high. I don't think that's correct. It's because that is acting out your emotions to another person, and that's not testosterone.
Well, I've said this before. I think that is possible that yes, you could have extremely high testosterone levels, and when you don't have an outlet, or you don't have an outlet, or you don't know how to manage your masculinity, that you can do that. If you are stupid with high testosterone levels, you could do that. I can see that because the aggression is there.
If you're a guy, because high testosterone is makes you aggressive and more physical. And if you're just sitting on your ass watching the footy, drinking beer, you're not using that in any way. So it has to be taken out. So you take it out on your fucking. People take it out on just anyone besides themselves.
So I accept the fact that people with high testosterone could abuse their wives, just like low testosterone people could do it more often because they're so fucking emotional and don't know how to control themselves.
I think having high test makes you capable of that, but it has nothing to do with your testosterone when you act out on those. That's more your mental what's going on in your head.
No. But it's not a reason why.
No.
Because I know there's people out there who are little fucking soppy sooks that do it as well.
They're the ones that act on their emotions.
Yeah, all of these. I'm not saying anyway,
Generally, a man with high testosterone will be more stoic, will not act out on their emotions because, have you seen photos of the school shooters and the people that just do these horrific things? They've got the band kids they've just got these fucking these necks, beard, fucking just low T that's low testosterone. And I think it's that's why I think that low T is full on could be just a pandemic, because
it is.
I want to move on to diet within
testosterone. That could be a cause of it.
I'm going to say it's fucking massive, dude. I've especially noticed this, just giving an example within myself. So I'm basically just cutting my calories a little bit. I've been bulking pretty much my entire life, and only now I figured that, okay, I'm going to go on a little bit of a cut just to try and get a little bit more facially shredded, if you want to coin that term, or aesthetic. Lean. Just get lean, And I've noticed that my sex drive is fucking plummeted. I know no one needs to know that, but it's a good thing to just bring up, in terms of testosterone.
But when you get lean, it can plummet.
Yeah, for sure. And I thought there was a bit of a meme for a while because I never really actually went on a cut. But now that I have, I realised that it definitely has a huge degree on your mental clarity as well. But more so just sex drive and.
But yours also eating less, but you can still eat heaps of food, but the wrong food and have low test. That's. I feel that's the case for most people.
For sure.
You're trying to cut down.
Yeah, but
most people are not doing exercise. They're eating junk food like Macca's and all that every day, and they're just overweight in general, and they have low test. 100%.
Yeah, for sure. I think you can either go two ways. You can either go the route that I used to go when I used to trade my food for Fortnite skins, which is eating nothing or just eating I think chips, a bag of chips at lunch and an iced coffee for the entire day. Or you can go down the route where you're sitting on your ass, and instead of forgetting to eating food, you're eating too much food and you order Uber Eats or something.
Exactly. Yeah.
Which, for example, I'm the type of guy that didn't eat anything and forgot to eat. I know you were. I'm not too sure about you, Donnie. I know Lockie, you were the type of guy who's behind the camera used to get Uber Eats and just eat a fuck ton of food. So you can go
into a Native American.
Yeah, exactly. To a deep sea creature. You can either go two different ways. You can turn into a deep sea creature, or you can become emaciated and just wither away. So.
Yeah, that was me. I was literally too lazy to get off my ass and eat food.
Yeah.
So I just started withering away.
Yeah. That's what I was kind of had a bit of a balance for it. I never thought I had low T throughout my whole life. I would always eat my mum's dinner because she'd make the big steaks and shit.
Yeah.
But I wasn't like that where I couldn't be bothered to eat because I have to eat, otherwise I faint. I think I have low iron because if I don't eat, I faint. So I have to eat, and I rarely have that Macca's or anything. So I never really had a shit diet growing up. I also think that's why I, in a way, have kind of what good genetics as well. Because I always ate proper heaps of meat, and I ate. I rarely ate bad.
Yeah, that's like kids growing up with tiny teddies these days. It's like you're just gonna grow up to be malleable, bro.
I did eat that.
Just malleable.
I did eat that as well, but I didn't eat only that. Like I balanced it out with a lot of good foods.
I think it's a combination of everything that ends up with like people having the low testosterone levels. I think honestly the biggest effect that I've noticed in my life was the environment that you're in is like probably the biggest factor into your testosterone levels. Like when I was in school, just doing like nothing, like sitting on my ass, then getting home, sitting on my ass, playing video games. I wish I got a testosterone test then and then compared it to like a month into bricklaying. I actually would want to see that. I reckon my testosterone would have fucking straight away.
And it's also being in a certain environment, like around certain people, but also just when you're at school, you're sitting in your ass. You might do fucking PE, but you know. But when you're in the trade, you're lifting heavy shit, and exercise like lifting heavy weights increases testosterone by a lot. Like I could tell.
A hard trade is like pretty much the formula for high testosterone. You're in the sun all day. You're lifting heavy stuff. You're around masculine guys. You're in in somewhat a competitive environment. If you're working with other people, you're trying to get shit done. So it's like pretty much
Yeah, it almost, now I think about it, a trade kind of mimics the tribe sort of environment.
Yeah, it does. It's primal as fuck.
It is. It's very primal.
That's why I almost will almost never hate on tradies. Like, while yes, it's not the life path for everyone.
Yeah.
But it's still like, as a bloke,
it's still honourable.
It's
honourable
honourable
for sure.
It's better than being office worker.
Better,
I just want to
yes,
share a story. So there was this post office I went to. I just needed to pick up a parcel, and I just picked up on this small thing. So everyone that was working there were these old ladies, except there was this one employee that was just like a young bloke, maybe 20 to 25, but he actually like walked, talked, and acted like these old ladies. Like would walk around with hunchback, like holding his back, and like walk slowly and like talk like the old ladies. Like he's quite literally turned into an old lady just by being in like a feminine environment
just
like that.
In a product of your environment.
Yeah,
for
literally.
sure. Then now think about that though. Like I am someone who didn't like get raised by a father figure. I was sort of raised by women, if you want to call it that.
Yeah.
And I don't think that really passed on to me. I feel like there's certain things that are in your nature as a guy. Like you can definitely overcome certain like products of your environment for sure. Like I definitely think I have. Just by you got to have like a conscious will to do that though. You can't like if you just waltz through life not knowing what to do, obviously you're going to end up being like, damn, that's just how it is.
We got to be aware of it. Yeah.
If you know what to do and you know deep down like who you are as a man, then sure, you're going to be good.
Yeah, I'm sure that employee at the post office, that guy, if he actually knew about this whole world of increasing your testosterone, he knew like that he was like basically an old lady. If he was actually hyper aware of that, I'm sure he could change that.
Yeah,
well,
so when you're in an environment around other people, you do get influenced by them. But I'm not being like we were working with like Sri Lankans, and we started to talk like them.
Literally.
So
It's
it might not also be that might with that guy might not be a testosterone thing. It might be a little bit,
100%.
and it might be, but he also like just might be influenced. Like that's why you know how you say, "Oh, I make a perfect old man." When I was fencing for 4 years, I'd just be working with old men. So that's probably where it came from.
Yeah, that's why I picked up the slang, but like, you know, it's more like you can visibly see low testosterone. I can
smell it.
You can yeah.
It smell like cupcakes.
I just think it comes down to if you don't need to do something, your body will substitute that and then get rid of the excess energy. It's like me going on a cut, right?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I don't need that excess body fat, so it's going to cut down, going to get rid of it. So if I'm working in a post office,
You don't need the test.
I don't need the testosterone.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's all about survival, really. At the end of the day, if you're in the cave as a caveman and you're obviously hunting the boar or you're hunting like a T-Rex, how many years you want to go back, then
T-Rex, that's a
I don't know.
massive mission.
Yeah, that is a huge mission. That is my mission, my purpose, and that is why I make content. So yeah.
No, because you actually explained that perfectly. Like your body adapts to everything. Like that's why when you lift weights, your body goes, "Fuck! If we're going to be doing this, we're going to need to build more muscle tissue."
Put any like super gender in like a boxing class, and like they'll adapt. They've got to adapt. They don't have a fucking choice. Anyway, let's say I was talking to this post office guy. I'll drop a massive value bomb real quick. How to increase testosterone. This is what I would tell him. So this is what I would get him to do. So I'd get him to lift heavy weights, include cardio and fitness into his routine. I'd ask him to get at least 8 hours of sleep, minimum. Red meat, omega-3s, vitamin D, those are the supplements. He needs to be in a competitive environment. I'm sorry, but I don't know how competitive a fucking post office is. Holy shit. So what I would suggest he does, you can keep working at that post office, but maybe go do boxing classes after, jiu-jitsu, fucking gym. You could even do two, like go run or whatever. Compete. A masculine environment. So change from the fucking post office. Maybe go start a trade or something.
Before you continue with that, I got to think about this. Like, how long until the estrogen seeps into your brain? Like, in terms of like,
I don't know if that's how it works.
no, I'm saying like in terms of
Like there's too much where it overflows.
yeah, no, like kind of like overflows and it seeps into like your conscious thoughts as a being because
well, that's
if you're
not- that's
working,
what happens.
just hold on,
That's
guys,
what
hold on.
transgender-
If you're working at a post office, right? And you've been there for 20 years, are you consciously going to be like, oh, yeah, I'm pretty low in testosterone. I should probably start doing jujitsu? Like, no.
No, they're not conscious.
No,
Literally. you're
Well,
gonna-
that's the thing, and
But even, like-
estrogenic thing isn't to make smart choices for yourself. High estrogen and low test. You're not going to say, I think this is better
Yeah.
for me.
No,
You'd be
that's what
like,
I'm saying, bro.
No, it's too hard.
If that's literally what I'm getting at. If you're
Yeah.
thinking estrogenically,
Yeah.
you're gonna act on your emotions,
Yeah.
and then your emotions gonna say, "Oh, this is too hard, so I'm not gonna do it."
Exactly,
So
yeah.
what you're saying to this post office guy
a loop.
is effectively pointless because he's been stuck in that estrogenic loop
Yeah.
for his entire life. So you really have to cut it while you're young. To be
Yeah.
honest.
Well, that's where also it comes where find a group of guys who already have the high test
Yeah.
and know what they're doing. Because it's like, he's not going to get out of that unless someone picks him up by the fucking hair and shows him
Or
the ways.
if he accidentally puts himself in a testosterone environment.
Yeah. Or if he stumbles across Hamza.
Or the 1% podcast.
Yeah, all that.
Look, we actually like pause for a sec and just like what is test? Because I'm sure there's some people here like what the fuck are they talking about? Like, what is
Yeah,
testosterone?
okay. Yeah, that's true.
Low testosterone, high testosterone. What is testosterone responsible for? Pretty much in men.
It makes you more of an individual. That's why.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
That's why the Matrix is trying to get rid of the testosterone as much
Yeah,
as possible.
legit.
Because they don't want individuals. They want workers who don't think for
it's
themselves.
literally just a male hormone. Like that's the only thing that really separates you from women is testosterone. Like realistically, that hormone is responsible for everything that you are as a man. Like you give testosterone to a woman, they'll literally start to develop a dick.
Oh, bro.
I said this to a lot of people, and this is why I always say, like, how stupid it would be if you would want to be transgender or, like, want to be a chick.
Yeah.
It's like you are, whether you're a female or a male, you've got the gift of being that gender.
Yeah.
And I would want to be that gender times 2, more.
Yes.
If you're a guy, you are blessed. Let's have more of that testosterone. Like, you just get more of the good stuff that you've already got. Like, it'll make hard work feel good. It'll make you look physically way better, feel way better, more steady emotionally.
Yep. Same
Better
goes
mental
for,
health.
Same goes for with women. Like
Yes.
the
But
ones
that's
with
what I'm saying, yeah.
the low estrogen, the high testosterone women, they seem the most upset with their lives.
That's what I'm saying.
They don't seem at peace.
Yeah.
The ones at peace are the real feminine ones with probably much higher estrogen.
Because that is what you are supposed to
What are you
be.
supposed to be? Just fucking like delve
Sorry.
into that.
Sorry, guys.
Don't
I mean,
just
like,
fuck around with
how
it.
many times have we heard stories of, transgenders, mostly, women to men trans, like actually hating their lives?
It's
like for
majority.
multiple reasons, right? Number one, because they don't realize how difficult a life of a man actually is. I'm not saying, us guys, we got it so hard.
It's different problems.
It's different problems, of course. And like it's stuff you wouldn't have to think of. Like I wouldn't have to think of the same stuff as a woman, right? So we've always got different problems, like you said. And then the second one would be, I don't even know.
I don't know.
There's a
I
story
literally
of this
forgot, to be
actually
honest.
happened. This lady was like a real feminist type, like, and she hated men, was one of those guy types that hated men, and thought, she wrote a book. I think this is true, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes. She dressed up as a man for like, was it like she went to go for 2 years?
Yeah.
But she actually gave up just because of how poorly she was treated of being a man.
She actually committed suicide.
She actually killed herself because she felt so bad for men of how they were treated. Because like her whole life, she's like, men have it easy. Men are fucking, they can pick whatever woman they want.
Yeah.
Then she dressed as a man, cut her hair short, did like everything, and went out clubbing, tried to get jobs, and realized like how men are treated. I'm not saying like we are treated terribly. It's just different situations.
Yeah.
She actually killed herself because she just could not deal with it.
Well, but-
like Al in the chat.
I feel like, bro, it's
Fucking hell.
no. Honestly, if I transition to a chick, like think about it. You've gone your whole life, but like just overcoming the problems as a
Yeah.
man. You
Yeah,
just
yeah.
optimize your whole life to be able to succeed as a man, and then you've just switched that. And you've got to restart trying to be a chick.
Yeah.
Like there's,
Yeah.
you're gonna lose that competition because there's chicks that have been good at being women,
Yeah.
for fucking however long, 20 years, and you're just starting out. Like
Yeah, they're at like Prestige Master, bro. Like
Yeah,
maybe even level
exactly.
1000, and
Yeah.
you're at like probably Prestige 2.
you're a woman
like,
beginner
level
with a deep
35.
voice.
I don't
Like,
know,
it's over.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So now that you guys know what high testosterone is or what testosterone is, I'm gonna do this quick experiment, and I want you to identify whether you have low testosterone. And if you do, I need you to fucking pay attention to this episode because it's going to change your life. So, symptoms of low T, and this will be a symptom of you if you have low T.
You're watching the 1% podcast.
So you have, yeah.
No, leave people can know they're actively.
So you will have a low sex drive, meaning you're not really fussed. Whether you see like some really hot girl walk past, it just doesn't bother you. You don't really care too much. You're not breaking your neck to look at it. So you don't care too much about that. Fatigue, like you just feel fatigued all the time. Reduced lean muscle mass. So you've got more of like a chubbier, skinny, fat appearance.
Sorry, I forgot to put in that list gynecomastia.
Gynecomastia is massive.
Yeah, a lot.
But that can also be just an imbalance of hormones through going through puberty.
No,
Most of it. I call them gyno warriors.
Through puberty, you can get gyno just because of how insane all your hormones are going.
Puberty, fair enough.
I also want to say irritability. If you are easily irritated, frustrated in situations that you really shouldn't be, that is a symptom of low T. It could just be aggression, though. You could mistake that.
That's what I'm saying.
For high T.
A lot of people think that high testosterone is like aggressive, just fucking macho man bashes their wife. No, it's more the low testosterone because they get irritable and just they're not stoic at all.
Yeah, now I think about it, it's like, can you grit your teeth through hard work?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say like if you're irritated at life's like meaningless like challenges, for example,
Yeah,
like
like small challenges.
if you have to make eggs in the morning, like I did this morning or whatever, morning 3 p.m. And you're going like, oh, fucking, I have to make fucking eggs, bro. I can't be bothered putting on the butter in the pan. It's like, yeah, obviously you're gonna be irritable, but if aggression and irritability, it's very different.
Here's a good example of like high testosterone. It's like if something annoys you that you can't like, don't get annoyed at things you can't change.
Yeah.
And if there's something you can change, don't get annoyed at it. Just change it.
Facts.
I've got a physical, real world example that I've like both of it, like all of my bosses that I've had, I've just had this insane ability to not give a fuck about any problem that's going on. Like they'll just see it at a surface. They'll just see it and just be like, okay, solution. How do we solve this? And it's just clear.
It's like $500,000 retaining wall falling down. Okay, pick that up. Fucking, we'll get a forklift here. Done. Finished. Problem solved. That is high T.
Yeah, they don't freak the fuck out. It's a massive example of high
Women
testosterone.
freak out. Like, when people
women go,
fight.
"Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, that's not a hate against women. That's just what they do.
Yeah, no.
That's just what women are like.
Yeah, women are like, and low testosterone makes you more of a woman.
And you see that like the high testosterone chicks, they generally have a more calmer.
High testosterone chicks are more like competitive and shit.
Yeah, exactly.
You'll see
They're
this.
competitive as fuck.
It depends on like what you're competitive about, because like every girl is trying to like outcompete each other in terms of like mogging. They want to mog each other. Let's be real. But like in terms of like life success wise, a career, not really. And like, because really, if you see like, if you say for example you go out to like a meet and greet, I haven't been to one of those in a long time, but say you do, right? You'll see all the chicks like dress up like for hours and hours, like perfecting their appearance with like their dresses and stuff. They're competing against each other to be the prettiest. Yeah. Whereas
what the hell?
so that's kind of what it is.
But I mean, both genders are in competition with their own gender, though.
It just depends. Like,
Something pointless.
You could say like I'm.
Men do it.
You could, I mean, I'm literally the fucking, what is the word? Placeholder for that. But no, like for chicks, right? It's like I don't want to like coin this as an actual word or as actual meaning for their life, but let's be real, like chicks do like try and dress up to get the hottest guy or some shit like that. You know what I mean? They're competing to attract the most, what's the word? High value man. Yeah.
I think that's more as nature's intended, though, to mate, whatever.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, for reproduction, whatever.
Boys, we need to chill out. I've still got symptoms of low T to get through.
Let the men cook. These men need to know. Like,
you need to know if this is you. So if you have erectile dysfunction, this is a massive one too. If there's like a pair of tits in front of you and you're not getting it up, this could be mistaken for you're just really fucking nervous. If it's your first time or something, like that could just be performance issues that way. But honestly, bro, like if you got high T, that thing's staying up. Yeah. Like it's just staying up. I'm sorry.
Overrides everything.
If you got high T, it's harder to get it down.
Get Rory in here on the right day and I'll have it up. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man.
Next one, depression. And that's just plain and simple. It's pretty much, it's about as simple as it's going to get. If you feel like you wake up, you don't have that fire, you don't have the energy, you just have a fucking negative outlook on the world, just sort of nihilistic viewpoint. Whether you're going through shit or not, if you're just waking up feeling flatlined every day, there's something wrong. Like whether it's your hormones or even if it's your life situation, a high testosterone person will find a way to get through that. And that's what we've done.
I think it's a risky thing to say because people are going to
It's risky, but I don't give a fuck.
No,
it's true.
No,
Look it up on Google, the symptoms.
I'm saying no, but people are going to freak the fuck out. But I'd say like 70 to 80% of depression is just low T.
Yes.
Yeah,
of course
But
it is.
no one's going to say that. No one's going to say that.
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess depression can literally just be fixed by living as nature intended. That's all it is. So it goes
Surprise, surprise.
It's surprise, surprise, motherfucker.
Surprise.
But it's like
Testosterone's back.
you just live as like you're supposed to and be an actual human, like not a subhuman, a human, and then you're good. Like it's dead set, bro.
It's actually the biggest hack. If you guys can watch this episode, you can change your fucking life if you just implement. We're going to go through some of the actual things you can implement. We've already gone through a few, but we'll get right into it, dig deep. But still got a few things on this list, like the loser's mindset. This is just one. You won't find this on Google or anything, but this is just something I've seen. It's just a fucking loser's mindset. They have a negative view on themselves. They just lose. Like they lose time and time again because they're estrogenic and they can't figure out the fucking solution.
And they spread it to everyone else. These are the people that you'll find in the comment sections.
Yes.
Just hating for zero reason. Like zero.
Those are the people that will say to me, especially, because I fucking respect myself a lot, and I don't tend to like talk myself up, but I do sometimes. It's usually as a joke, but like. Yeah, sort of. Well, I mean, I am. So, no, but like, if you get into you work on yourself, you're gonna end up loving yourself. It's like there's a loving yourself-ometer. So like you go from loving yourself like not at all because you hate yourself, and then you get a little bit of like progress. You love yourself to the maximum, and you get down here to the bell curve where you've improved yourself to the most potential you can be at some point, like compared to what you used to be, and you just become humble.
Yeah.
So like
It's literally on this list. It's like if you're low T, you will have low confidence. High T, high confidence.
for sure. And I'm just sick of the cunts who, when I like say, for example, like I say, oh yeah, I'm like proud of myself for doing this or doing that, and they try to diminish your achievements.
Like they make it out like being self-obsessed is like a negative thing. Like being self-obsessed, like you're like, oh, I think I'm so good. Like that's kind of like too far.
Yeah.
But it's, who else are you going to be obsessed by?
Yeah,
Some
mate.
random basketball player.
Yeah,
that
let me go
doesn't know you
be
exist?
obsessed with
Be
fucking
obsessed
Kylie
with
Jenner.
yourself.
Like, yeah, exactly.
but, like,
Would you rather
honestly-
me like fucking obsess over like Kim Kardashian or something?
Yes.
Like,
Who literally like got famous from making a porn video.
who actually got famous from being obsessed with herself? So there you go.
Yeah, well, they were done well for her, didn't
Yeah,
they?
exactly.
I think it's a bit logical. If there's anyone you're going to be obsessed with, yourself. Yeah.
We'll quickly run through it again, just quickly. Symptoms of high T. Let's paint a picture in your head. So someone who has high T, let's think. So I hate to say it, someone like AT,
Andrew Tate.
Oh, I'm sure we can say it.
Yeah,
we're good.
We won't get banned, surely.
Fucking. Well, I fucking did. They removed my account at 130k for talking about it in their words.
TikTok did.
Anyway, fuck yeah. High testosterone symptom. Say it, even though the Matrix repels.
Just think of successful men.
Yeah, so Andrew Tate, you can just picture it. He's got fucking raging levels of testosterone, probably because he's on TRT. I would not doubt it at all.
He reckons it's the
Tobacco, whatever. That actually can increase testosterone is smoking. I'm not going to not put that on the list because I don't acknowledge smoking, but it just does. It just does.
Decreases other things.
You ever seen a guy with a smoke in his mouth that isn't a raging fucking testosterone head?
Yeah.
Like what fucking... And like even the chicks that smoke, they're masculine as, bro. You know?
Yeah.
Think
I mean,
about
I
it.
hate to say it, but lung
Start
capacity
smoking?
down, but
Start smoking.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Cancer sticks, man.
But no, so yeah, someone like Andrew Tate, like he knows what he wants, testosterone symptom as well, high testosterone, like you'll fucking know what you want in life.
Yes.
And you'll be fucking chasing every day. You'll be waking up with an erection, ready to fucking
fuck
tackle
the
your
world.
goals.
Fuck the world.
Basically, literally fuck the world.
Maybe that's why, like, if you got a high T,
He says what he wants. Another thing with high testosterone is like you'll be more disagreeable and more likely to
that's it, yeah.
speak your
Certain-
mind,
certain
even in
yourself.
certain environments.
But they're the people who get cancelled, sadly,
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, so us. No, I remember in school I used to be always the guy who would stand up to all the teachers. If I don't believe in something that what they were teaching, I'd always just call it out for what it was as bullshit. And then I'd get kicked out of class and expelled from multiple schools and whatnot. And now I'm...
Did you actually?
Yeah, I did, yeah. Literally, if you're disagreeable, you're just going to be yourself. And that's the people that stand out in this world. People who are being themselves.
Something like fucking... Sorry, this is massive. We haven't talked about the actual effects on your physique.
Yeah.
So low testosterone, it'll be very, very hard for you to put on muscle mass.
But it's sort of a loop though, because when you start trying to put on muscle mass, that's actually going to increase your testosterone because your body adapts. So it's like, if we're going to build muscle, we need some testosterone there.
I mean, if you look at anyone's reports or case studies of them taking synthetic testosterone as a steroid, they'll tell you, holy shit, I feel fucking amazing. Way more energy. My physique's going crazy. My sex drive's right up. I feel like fucking unbelievable. And that's why all the old guys...
DRT?
Yeah, I have been thinking about it, but it does make you fucking non-fertile.
I'm getting a blood
I don't think I need it yet. No, I really don't.
I reckon
don't.
only for me.
You're not even 20 years old.
Exactly.
The only thing I can see is like my energy levels because I always get tired really quick.
Yeah, but these guys, like you'll see in their videos, they'll say like how good they feel, especially the older guys who are getting like 50, 60 years old. They get prescribed the TRT. They'll get prescribed TRT and then they'll just feel like back to when they were 20 years old again.
Yeah.
That's what, also, if you're young, you should be full of testosterone.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure testosterone peaks at its highest. I think when you're
25.
early
20s, isn't it?
No, I think it actually peaks really early on, like 17 or 16.
When you're going through puberty.
Yeah, but when you're going through puberty, yeah.
That's just like only for
But that's only because your body's just trying to grow so rapidly. Yeah. Look,
steroid.
Yeah.
let's just be real. Like, actually, no. Let me change the subject. So, obviously, we've talked about like the mental attributes to high testosterone, but I don't think we've touched on like the physical ones. I know we've talked about muscle mass, but I remember when I always used to search up on Google, like, what are the symptoms of high testosterone? Because I was curious about it, and usually what would come up was excessive hair or like facial hair.
Yeah.
Pimples.
Well,
like,
everything
loads of
happens in
pimples.
puberty.
Yeah, of course. I think there was deep voice. I think it was as well. So yeah, basically me.
What I've noticed with myself ever since I started going to gym is my actual face like just looked a bit more masculine.
Yeah, that's another one.
Like
yeah,
my face, like I got
your
more
face,
of a jawline and like just everything. I looked older.
For
I always
sure,
looked
bro.
like a little kid.
I don't know. You probably can't be asked putting the before and after on the screen right now, but I noticed that my face actually took on like more of like a square appearance. I used to have
that
like,
happened with me. Like I had no, I still don't have as much as you, but like
but like
from what I had
in a way, but like it's more just like it's the bones actually developing more. And also the masseter muscles, which are here, which are very, I'm pretty sure there's a high amounts of androgen receptors there. Same with like your traps and obviously your delts. So you can obviously tell like if a guy's on roids, they're going to have bulging fucking masseter muscles or they've just chewed their life away. So,
D-Trend's fucking like early 20s. Larry Wheels, early 20s, and they both look like 35.
yeah, but that's just because you're going too far. But
that's testosterone.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like, if you want to looks max, just increase your testosterone. I actually touched on that in one of my most recent videos. And one of the supplements there was ashwagandha, and I said that because ashwagandha is like an indirect way of looks maxing because it improves your testosterone levels, which is evidently going to improve your entire being as a man.
Especially if you're a younger guy and you want to look older.
But then again, like, it depends on in what way you want to look older. Do you want to look more mature or do you want to look older as in like aged?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
More aged is more like steroid type shit. But if you want to just look more mature, I reckon just naturally raise your testosterone.
I'd say
you
when
want to look like a
guys,
fucking baby.
when you say like, oh, I want to look older, what you're really saying is you want more defined facial features. That's what you're really saying. And just look more mature and intimidating. That's really what it is.
Yeah,
well, if you just want to be more intimidating, like high testosterone, there's literally nothing bad you can get from it unless you go to the super physiological levels of high testosterone, where you get it from synthetic testosterone, where it goes too far. Then you start getting, like your dick doesn't work and all these other shit. But you'll never get there naturally. You'll never ever get there. You're not going to eat enough fucking cashews to the point where your nuts will shrink up.
What does fucking Hamza say? Like lentils and having a cold shower? That'll turn you into a Giga Chad.
It's like omega-3s and like omega-3s mostly from like fatty eggs and stuff.
Also, like if you want to get this is what will get the viewers fucking watching. If you want to get a fucking shit ton of women, high testosterone. Like no chick likes a low testosterone. They can smell it, bro.
They can literally smell it.
They can literally smell it.
Biologically.
Yeah. So
the pheromones and shit.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's why the new colognes they put in the shit.
Yeah. There's the test they did as well. They put, I think it was like, was it some bulls and it was like one
this is a
cow
good one.
and a bull or something. And one of the bulls, I think that I don't know, I can't remember. I think they injected with a lot of testosterone or something, and the cow went straight to that one. Just straight to that one, just because they just know, they can just sense the testosterone.
Because they're always going to pick the best option.
Yeah.
They also did I think they did a testament to that on actual human.
Yeah, well, it's happening every day, mate. The women go to the high testosterone fucking men. It's as simple as that. They can smell it. Like they literally get.
Yeah, and the high testosterone, like you can use multiple examples of that. Obviously, if you have high testosterone, it's gonna lead to more success, more money, more whatever you want, right? But then you can look at it in the lens of just pure physical attraction.
Yeah.
Like I've said this in the past. Like I remember, I've had like girls in my life where I've had literally nothing. I still really don't have anything, but they're just attracted to my testosterone and my high. Like, no, I'm not even going to say high value because I'm not high value, right? But in terms of just raw physical attraction, in terms of like testosterone, masculinity, everything, they can sense it, just like what you said.
There would be like high testosterone homeless people that would, by far, be better with women than like some like estrogenic office workers that make $100,000 a year.
No, for real. Like I saw a video where it was like an experiment. I think there was like a high testosterone guy. He's got a broad build, etc. And I think he worked at some like shitty like job. It was like probably like a fucking post office, and then you've got another guy who was like earning a lot of money per year. He had like some coding job, some estrogenic high amounts of money job.
Yeah.
But he was like a, weaker, frail looking guy.
Yeah.
And he had less testosterone. All the chicks picked the high testosterone guy by a mile.
Yeah.
And the money didn't fucking matter to them.
No.
No. So you can, I'd say like, realistically, if you, like you just said, Nelson, like in terms of getting women, bro, like testosterone is high up there.
Yeah.
It's got nothing to do with,
Not just getting women, getting everything.
Well, yeah,
Just getting them to stay.
Yeah, getting them.
Yeah.
I mean, high testosterone, like it makes you. If you want something, you'll stop at nothing to get it.
And everything falls into your frame too.
Yeah.
Life falls into your frame.
Yeah.
Especially if you've got a feminine woman.
Yeah, you don't bend to other people's needs. People bend to your will. That's what it is.
It's pretty much simple. Yeah, that's...
Yeah, so we'll go through
Supplements.
supplements real quick. I'll just run through. I'm going to get into what lowers your testosterone and what to look out for because this is massive. But supplements that we've taken, I actually don't take that many supplements anymore, just vitamin D's and magnesiums. But things that can increase testosterone, not all of them are study-based, but there's anecdotal evidence all over the place, but most of them are backed up by studies. So you've got vitamin D, magnesium, Fidoja agrestis, Tonka Ali, ashwagandha.
Omega-3s are massive.
Omega-3s are huge as well.
It's not placebo as well. They do help.
Oh, I've noticed.
Yeah.
I've noticed,
Not
especially on
just,
ashwagandha.
Not just in like my mental, but like what happens when you have more testosterone? Your nuts get bigger, and
Yeah.
that is the
Yeah,
big
yeah,
indication that
I've actually got another like little thing I just want to touch on as well,
you have another little thing.
which is kids. So we're joking here, boys.
How are you going to recover from that? Can I actually preface something?
No.
So, supplements, I feel like will be pretty much negligible compared to lifestyle changes like lifting weights, living a healthy life. Also, bigger than all of that is if you inject it. Like, you inject it, and it's just like, it's not even close.
Yeah.
Like, you can choose your testosterone level.
Whether we like that fact or not.
Yeah, well,
Customize your character.
I'm not saying you should or it's a good thing to do, but you can pretty much
Choose your character: low T, beta, soy boy, cuck, or masculine Chad Thundercock.
Now, what I'd suggest, if you have low T, do all the natural things. So actually go through the list of like how to increase your
I'll start going through the list. Yes,
no, we haven't done
this
actually how
is
to
what
increase-
will lower your testosterone. So poor sleep, no sunlight. This might describe your lifestyle as well. Vegan diets. So if you ever seen vegans, just the
Not eating meat.
a sedentary lifestyle.
What does that mean?
Sedentary lifestyle means you don't have any sort of activity or fitness.
Yeah, that's
in your
what I thought
life.
it was.
You
Yeah,
pretty much sit on your ass.
sedentary.
Yeah.
It's just like withering away, pretty
Yeah,
much.
pretty
That's
much.
the-
Like
Which is sadly
like glued to an office
Yeah.
chair sort of thing. Like it's called moderated.
Sorry,
shit.
before we move on, the one thing I regret the most out of anything, like during puberty, is not providing myself the proper nutrition and sitting on my ass all day, bro. If I could like get my autistic brain and put it back into like my 14-year-old body, I reckon I'd be like 6'4" and like just jacked out of my mind.
Yeah.
I'll be dosing fucking MK677, all this shit just to like get as tall as possible, just get as much shit. It's like, bro, do you understand like the level of information like our kids are gonna have on this stuff?
Yeah, I know.
And like genetic engineering and like they're literally like their DNA is gonna be engineered before they're even born.
Yeah.
We're just gonna have a bunch of like 6'6" NBA players just walking around like all this shit.
Also, not to mention, I'm pissed off that I didn't actually start lifting when I was going through puberty
Because it would stunt your fucking growth.
I literally gained 4 inches in a year of height as soon as I started lifting, bro. But like it says it stunts your growth. Whenever anyone says it stunts your growth, it's because you can injure yourself. But if you're a fucking retard and you're lifting,
That was partly why we didn't go, because remember at school, we were going to gym and we got told it stunts our growth. And our fucking gym coach, the owner of a gym, was getting us to do like cardio and shit because he even thought that.
when you go through puberty, you get way taller, right? You have a growth spurt due to testosterone. You lift heavy weights, your testosterone increases.
well,
It's not going to stunt your growth. It's going to do the fucking
bit of
opposite.
a no-brainer. And like another thing as well is just preventing if you're still in puberty and you're trying to like maximize your growth, the number one thing I'd do is just avoid anything estrogenic, because if your estrogen is too high, it can actually close your growth plates. This is real shit. So if you're someone who was like fat in puberty, like you can literally close your growth plates earlier than normal. And that's why there are certain things called like aromatase inhibitors, which effectively make it so you can have your growth plates open for longer.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that. Yeah.
So, you know, like that's only for if you're in puberty or not. You didn't hear that from me, of course. You can do your own research. So,
Yeah.
Oh, I actually wish I went back to puberty because it's like a natural steroid. You live
It
through
is,
puberty.
yeah.
That's why you see all these 14-year-olds getting jacked out of their mind. Like, you know, see the TikTok kids that are huge.
just spiking up.
Yeah.
my angel.
But anyway, I haven't finished my list. What lowers testosterone? So I've gone vegan diet. Obviously, you see vegan, sedentary lifestyle, a feminine environment like post offices or anywhere where there's fuck tons of BPAs, and we'll touch on that in a minute. Porn, you watch a fuck ton of porn, that'll just fuck you up real
It's
bad.
like you're technically an online cuck.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, no, literally. Processed food, so anything eye level in your shopping center, any of the Matrix foods, you're going to be getting gyno in no time at all.
Bro, I work in Coles now, and fucking hell, dude. It's the like I'm hungry during work because I'm like on a cut, and I'm hungry enough to eat dog food because I'm working in the dog food aisle.
So he literally goes and eat dog.
No, I'm hungry enough to eat it. I'm not hungry.
I thought you actually...
No. Well, I mean, maybe.
Oh, yeah, I think you're actually eating dog food.
No. But like,
Oh fuck.
I'll like just going back to what you said. I sometimes work in like the lollies and confectionaries aisle, and funny enough, that like. Now I think about it, actually, I think I've worked in every single aisle. The majority of food, I'm going to say like 75 to 80% of food is unhealthy, and it's all packaged in these little boxes. And sometimes I get a little bit curious, and I like turn around and like read the back of all this stuff, loaded with carbs, loaded with sugar, sodium, all these things on the end. Like you see that monster can over there where it's like everything ends with like taurine, istol or some shit. It all has like fucking like ol and in and like all these like unpronounceable fucking words.
If it's more than 10 characters.
Yeah, exactly. And like all these weird compounds and chemicals that you don't even know what you're putting into yourself. It's like, well, obviously we have a bunch of fatties walking around.
Yeah, it's like artificial flavoring 938. It's like, what is that?
They just slam it full of sugar to make it taste good.
Yeah,
'Cause
exactly.
otherwise they won't eat it.
So yeah, processed food, mains water, so water you get out from the tap or the shower. I'm not too sure how potent that is at lowering your testosterone. Does anyone know further?
There is estrogen found in it.
No, it is.
It's
but how much?
because how it works, the stuff that filters the thing that filters the water only filters like germs, bacterias. It doesn't filter out estrogen hormones. It doesn't do that, and it's like the pill gets into it,
birth control.
and it doesn't filter it out. Like it's
I think does a reverse osmosis filter clear that stuff out? Or?
I think reverse osmosis clear.
Thanks for reminding me. I'm definitely gonna have to get another a water filter. But what I was gonna say about diet was what you just said then. Avoid processed foods, but especially instead of just avoiding processed foods, make sure your diet is all whole foods.
Yeah. Whole foods, yeah.
Eat like a fucking caveman. Make sure you're eating like. I'd say probably the highest testosterone diet you can possibly eat, in my opinion, if I had to choose what I was eating right now, would be a full carnivore diet with a bit of fruit, obviously with the pesticides and all that shit, like, got rid of. A bit of honey and some milk, I reckon.
Yeah, 100%. Like lots of eggs.
a lot of eggs.
Oh, and eggs, of course, yes.
Just healthy fats. Like,
Yeah.
for some reason, everyone's convinced that red meat's bad for you or something. I've heard that so many times.
That's the classic Matrix.
I remember
It is honestly though.
like
If you want to say
growing up-
Matrix
growing up-
attack, that's actually one of them.
Growing up, sometimes mum would have like she called it lazy dinner. She'd cook like a big steak, 2 eggs, and like maybe some chips. And she'd be like, "Oh, it's so unhealthy," and I always thought that was.
Yeah, they just want you to eat sugary Cocoa Puffs.
Now that I've like educated, I'm like, that is like honestly the best thing I could have had. That's probably why.
But in
such a good frame.
But in the leader's eyes, that's the worst thing.
Yes.
That's what they'll tell everyone because that's what's going to create outliers that will rebel against their programming.
Yes.
It's
with
pretty
meat,
simple.
With meat, why is their first thing chicken? Why do we eat so much fucking chicken?
Chicken a little.
It's
Do
just
you want
a
to be
little
like a little
bird.
chicken or do you want to be a fucking cow?
Were cavemen's running after
Bro
little
science
chickens that ate
101.
them?
No.
Yeah, they're fucking.
bulk,
They were hunting down
Also,
red meat.
going on to eggs as well. Well, you can go further into this. I think you know a bit more than me. But quick value bomb. Have like fucking 7 or 8 eggs before you sleep. A couple of hours before you sleep. So that you're digesting it when you sleep. Your testosterone, massive testosterone.
Yeah, because it spikes it spikes your cholesterol levels, and cholesterol is a precursor to testosterone. So if you have, and testosterone is built in your sleep. So if you have high cholesterol levels during your sleep, you're gonna build more testosterone.
Yeah, I actually had like 6 eggs before I came here. Should I switch to having more eggs before sleep?
I haven't before bed, but it's I think I've heard people say eggs are like natural Viagra.
Yeah,
Like that, I've heard everyone say like to get a hard dick, have eggs before bed. Like I've heard people do that.
I heard it somewhere. It's like a
What is
secret.
what is
They
the,
have eggs before they sleep.
Eggs before they sleep and they get hard. Big.
what's the optimal amount of eggs if you're trying to optimize your testosterone?
6? I reckon 6.
Six is pretty good. Man.
minimum. I reckon
Yeah.
6.
All right.
Yeah,
Well,
but it depends how big you are. Like if you're 260 lean, like you have to have like.
I mean, well, I'm
10
only
eggs.
like
Yeah, but they're not that fattening.
180 pounds. So.
No, but I mean, like you require more if you're a bigger guy of anything.
Would you say I've got another like interesting question. So I'm someone who doesn't really carry that much weight. I've always just been like very lean, and also just I'm just quite a light individual in general. Would you say a higher amounts of weight, like mass, indicates higher testosterone?
I think there's a line where it's like too much or too little.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know how correlated that
I don't know how correlated.
Because I've had
Maybe,
I've had a
yeah.
pretty damn easy time like putting on muscle.
Yeah.
But I've had a hard time like putting on weight.
But I
So
think it depends. Like if you're under 10% body fat, then that's going to have an effect. But I think if you're in the healthy range of like 10 to 20%, maybe not even 20%, like 10 to 17%, you're going to be good. I think.
I don't think being fat is a low testosterone thing. I think it's just a shitty lifestyle, which also indicates of having low testosterone.
Yeah, no,
I don't think
I'm
being
talking in
fat
terms
makes
of,
you have low testosterone.
that's not like essentially what I'm getting at. I'm saying I'm like body mass in general. I'm just saying like dense people.
Density, yeah,
Like you
yeah.
see a guy like I'm talking.
thick
Sorry,
hands.
you know what's fucking hilarious to me? Like I didn't even think about fat people when I was saying that. Like it doesn't even like compute. I don't even like. It's not competition to me. I'm talking guys in the gym. Who are, like dense. Like they
Actually,
got.
maybe.
big boned and
Yeah, they're big bones. They've got a lot of muscle, but they've also got like a healthy amount of fat, and you can just tell they're high test. I'm just saying, like,
You've got the big, massive, thick hands.
Yeah.
Is that what you're trying to say?
yeah, that sort of thing. Yeah, like,
Neck, thick hands.
You know what?
That's just genetics.
It could be though, because like women with no testosterone, they're like light. They're always really light, even if they look the same size.
Small fingers as well.
Yeah, like if you find a guy that looks the same size as the woman, they're probably still like 10 kilos heavier, just denser. Because it maybe could have a correlation.
I think it might just have a little bit to do with genetics because, like,
Yeah.
I think I do. I definitely think I do exhibit like a lot of high testosterone traits, and even on my cut at the moment, where I'm like in a deficit, I feel high testosterone. Besides the sex drive thing, but
Yeah.
it's just a little bit natural.
I reckon we need to get a group 1% blood
Yeah.
test.
Yeah.
Yeah, boys, let us know if you want us all to film a video. We'll go, all of us will get our bloods done.
good idea, right?
Battle of the testosterone levels.
gonna
And
get a
then the
fucking
two
fight,
highest,
man.
the two highest testosterone leveled individuals have to fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that would be a fucking great.
The highest testosterone here becomes the host.
Who do you guys think has the highest testosterone in this room?
highest testosterone in this room?
As of now, I think it's not me. I think
You don't think so? Oh,
not now because I'm on my.
I think naturally
It's hard because
individual
I have some very high testosterone.
Easy.
But then that's what I'm saying. Then I've got like some low testosterone symptoms. I definitely don't think I'm low testosterone. I'm definitely not.
The only low test trait I have is the energy thing. Other than
Yeah,
that, I
but there's
rarely
always
get
going to be
annoyed.
character things.
Yeah.
Like there's always going to be like special character outliers.
Let's unanimously agree that like everyone in this room is high testosterone than average. It's just natural.
Well, yeah, I think if you're lifting weights and you're chasing some sort of purpose and you're getting sunlight, you're pretty safe from having
Yeah.
and you've been doing that consistently
Yeah.
for a year. You're pretty safe from being low T. Like,
And not drink. We none of us drink.
alcohol, yeah.
Alcohol is like so big for dropping testosterone. I don't know how we haven't said that.
I'd say
So much to cover.
I'd say everyone in this room is like in terms of like the modern man, we're all above average in terms of testosterone. But in terms of a say for example, like someone like my grandfather growing up, like he would have been my age back in his generation. His generation would be average. That's just what I'm saying.
No, but that's what from this generation, just from us going to the gym constantly every day, just gym raises your testosterone.
Yeah.
But the fact that we go there every day, no matter what we feel, is a high testosterone thing. And on top of that, we're also creating businesses and shit, and we don't stop that at all. Like we're doing that every day, no matter what. Like that is very high testosterone.
Yeah, for sure. That's
Most
why
people would be like,
that's why I say that we're average in terms of testosterone based on how humans used to be, because we all know that like testosterone levels have been plummeting because of obviously the stuff
Can
in
you
the
look that
water.
up, Lucky? Like, go testosterone levels, average testosterone levels today versus 19 what?
I want to look all the way back.
1940.
when the wars were on,
Oh.
wrong, because that
Bro.
would have been like what normal person nowadays would go in and be like do shit that they did back in the day.
Bro, you don't have a choice in World War. But there were people literally killing themselves because they couldn't serve in the war.
There were people. Yeah, these days people kill themselves because they got forced in.
Yeah.
Back then, if they were considered unfit to serve, they were killing themselves because they didn't feel like real men.
Yeah.
Like that is just backwards. No one would do that these days.
What's the levels?
So today it's saying like 300 to 500.
3 to 500, yeah. So that seems low to me.
But in the 1940s, 700.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
So it's like fucking double.
This is nanograms a deciliter, yeah? Yeah. Well, can you
Yeah.
can you actually look up? I want to go way further back. Can you go like Neanderthal average testosterone level?
That was like 2000, wasn't it?
Like Neanderthal, like caveman testosterone levels. I'm curious.
They've actually measured the average person's handshake, and every generation it gets weaker and weaker. You meet those people who like handshake you, and they literally like don't even handshake. They just
I call it-
do that. It's like, oh my
You know what? You
God.
know.
You just grab them by the fucking hand and squeeze that shit.
I've coined this phrase as the floppy finger shake.
Yeah, bro, yeah.
So yeah, give me just exhibit what a floppy finger shake is, just so the camera can see this.
Yeah, we just did.
Do it above here. So okay, I'm the guy.
flop.
No, but
You're going floppy.
handshake.
See how I can firmly grasp.
See, I'm
it?
barely
I can,
gripping here.
I can firmly grasp. Oh, look
that-
at his little fingers.
Just you go like, oh no,
Yeah.
see too much force like that.
No, but you know what it reminds me of? You know when a man like introduces himself to a woman and the man does like grabs her hand and the woman just does that?
Yeah,
That is what it reminds me of.
should
They
be
go
what
to
it
shake
was.
their hand and they do the whole like they do that. They do that. That reminds me of women when you introduce her women like back in the day. They would do it like that. They'd have their hand out and the man
Yeah.
would have to like, do
Not
like,
to mention, it's
I mean, this is probably
it's
like-
I find it uncomfortable when I am going into a setting, introducing myself, and I'm just going in for a normal handshake. Like I'm not trying to squeeze. That's a flogged activity. I'm just trying to get a handshake in, and you handshake, and you basically just like you fold their hand into like three pieces. It's like, I didn't even want to do that.
You make a hand sandwich, bro.
You can literally tell what they're gonna be like just from their handshake. Like if they're fucking like firm, g'day mate, how are ya? It's like, oh, they're a fucking man. But if they like do that and they go like, hi, like they don't
wait.
even say hi properly.
In all fairness, though, like they're obviously in Australian culture, especially in like the Western world, a firm handshake is seen as something worthy of respect, and obviously we'll get that. But I have noticed, obviously, in Australia, because this is such a multicultural country, a lot of people, especially like the Indian, Sri Lankan sort of population, they don't really think it's that polite. Correct me if I'm wrong. To give that firm handshake, they sort of just put their hand out, and I don't think they sort of understand that like you should be giving firm handshakes.
Oh, well, that's not really the same
'Cause it's-
thing. It's
that's-
not
yeah.
like,
That's what I mean. It can get
They're
confused.
still doing that. They're not going like that.
Well, the
Yeah.
thing is, testosterone is actually correlated with grip strength.
Yeah,
It's a
100%.
massive indicator, yeah.
Yes, that's what I was saying
Oh, it's
before.
talking
Like
about it
as
right
the day, as the
Right, this
fucking
is
years
actually
go
okay. We
by,
say
it's getting weaker.
I'll admit, Rory grip mogs everyone here for some reason. I don't know what it is.
everyone says that grip is the number one precursor.
It's not the number one, but it is high testosterone activities. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Not as good as expected.
Wait, can I say? I want
Not
to do mine.
not crush worthy.
Wait, am I doing yours? Because you're the one hand doing him.
Hey?
What?
Am I
wait,
gripping your hand because you're the one? You're the one who can.
You grip me as well. Go.
Oh, nah.
That was your hand.
What are we measuring at?
Breaking news. Okay, so I've looked this up. The average testosterone levels of a caveman, according to archaeology.org, was exceeding. Where is it? No, where was it? Exceeding 1,000 to 1,500.
Holy
nanograms.
shit.
Yeah, so we've basically
Holy
got
shit.
1/3 of the testosterone.
Wait, imagine in another 10 years, people are going to be like, fuck, like, people are legit going to be.
They're going to have like 2 whole deciliters.
Yeah.
Like a wet puddle on the floor of estrogen.
But you know what's funny? Like, about, for reference, 1,000 to 1,500 nanograms, that's like high doses of testosterone injecting.
That's
So imagine, like, every man is just, like, running around with with those levels.
This has really got me thinking, like, of the importance of testosterone, man. Fuck. Like, imagine how good your life would be if you had, like, 2,000 nanograms. Should we just get in gear?
Well, you can actually, oh man, I've got so much to say about this. Like, so much to fucking say about this. Like, I was actually considering getting on testosterone a couple of years ago for the business benefits, because of how driven you are and how the fire you got in your ass
when people are on it, because they're just so dialed into whatever
they're so fucking
everything.
nothing else matters. I was also going to say, so there's a direct correlation between, you can see on the graphs, direct correlation between the rise of like social media and like instant gratification stuff, but more important, the rise between depression and the decrease in testosterone levels is literally correlated.
It's almost like it's linked.
But no one's fucking talking about it, bro.
Literally can't.
It's all just,
Interlinked.
it's all just like, it's okay this and fucking mental health prevention month this. Like,
They think it's just a thing. They think depression is a thing that just comes out of nowhere. Like, you just catch it. It's not. It's a shitty lifestyle.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's a way your body is saying there is something wrong here. You need to fix it.
Well, it's like the social media rise. It's so much sense. Like, everything to do with just sitting there scrolling on your phone is what we described before as how you get low testosterone. You're not getting sunlight. You're not getting exercise in. You're probably not going to be eating while you're scrolling. It's not going to be sedentary life.
Yeah.
That is literally like, when I think of low testosterone, I think of sitting in bed till some grim hour of the day, in your sheets, everything's black, and you just crusty eyes, staring at the screen, just watching mindless shit.
Have you ever heard of the Sleeping Beauty? That's a chick. Low testosterone chicks, feminine chicks sleep a lot.
They just sleep.
They sleep and they just do feminine things. If you're a guy and you're sleeping in, you're fucking wanking like 3 times before you get up. And then you're scrolling on your phone.
It's if you're like, I remember when I was kind of like this back in the day, I'd be in bed and I'd be so hungry, but I'd be too lazy to get up. It's like, you're not human. If you're not getting up because you are starving to get food, that's not human. That is
subhuman.
Yeah.
Wait, let me also say this. If you've got a girlfriend and you're living, because I've noticed a lot of guys live parallel with their girlfriend. Everything their girlfriend does, they do. They're like buddies. I'm like, well, then you're like the same thing. You probably have the same testosterone levels as your girlfriend. Yeah, that's a massive indicator. If you're just living parallel with your girlfriend, you know, you're sleeping in with her.
Okay guys, quick intermission. I hope you're all enjoying the podcast so far. As a lot of you will know, we are not sponsored by anyone. Anything shown or promoted on this podcast was either made or owned by us. So if you are enjoying the podcast, what you can do to support us is hit that subscribe button and click on notifications if you're on YouTube. And if you're on Spotify, you can favorite this podcast so you don't miss out every single time we upload. A new episode is put out Friday, 6 p.m. every week. We talk everything self-improvement from gym, mindset, money, and we try and make every week as exciting as the last one. With that being said, all of the other links to our self-improvement clothing, our socials, and all other projects, it's all down below, so go check that out. But without further ado, here's the rest of the podcast. Thanks for watching. Do you guys think we're in this is obvious, but do you guys think we're in a pandemic
Of low testosterone?
of low testosterone?
Yes, 100%. The stats show testosterone levels are declining rapidly. And I think it's a generational thing. I think that, like, as soon as you, like, it's only a few years below us. I think we just escaped this fucking grey zone where it's like, it's just like a subhuman lifestyle where I don't even want to know.
2005 is where
2005 and like,
I just thought it was
people born in 2005.
and after that,
I just thought it was something. I just thought it was something hilarious. So obviously, we're Generation Z or Z or wherever you're from. The next generation is going to be called Generation Alpha. I couldn't think of a single more ironic thing.
Yeah, I know.
They're called Generation Alpha.
Regardless of the whole TikTok and shit, everything's getting easier these days, and that's why I think what Rory said came in. They've got this excess testosterone that they don't need, so their body doesn't produce it.
Yeah.
Like even regardless of the eating shitty, scrolling on TikTok, it's gonna happen.
Your
anyway.
body and your brain is lazy. If you don't need to produce something, you won't. That's why it's so fucking hard to gain muscle, because you're constantly antagonizing your brain. Let's build muscle. Let me lift all these weights and let me eat all this fucking food. It's like our natural state of a human is not to be Sam Sulek. It's to be some, like Peter Bowl, like a fucking athletic Olympic sprinter.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
It's every trait you have as a person is because you somewhat need it. It's just like evolution, basically. That's why like if you lift in the gym, you said, fuck, we need more muscle if we're gonna be doing this every day.
I want to move on to the meaning of life. So the meaning of life, I honestly think it probably has to do with like evolving as a human. Continuous
progression.
Progression,
as a
continuous evolution of you as a person, mentally, physically, all the above.
What I was gonna say of how evolution actually works, this is kind of like involved in testosterone, is evolution isn't slowly with changing, our bodies change. What it is say like something's born with a defect, to say it's like not correct, but that thing survives in a different environment, and that's how evolution is. Back like when humans actually needed heaps of testosterone to survive, someone with low testosterone would die because they couldn't survive. But these days, they are surviving in this environment with low testosterone. And so our mutation is slowly getting weaker and weaker.
Also, people with low testosterone, they're protected. Matter of fact, having really
That's
high,
what I'm saying.
having really high, it's almost like a natural selection thing. If you have high testosterone these days, you're almost, if you have really high test, it's almost the opposite. Like, you just call like toxically masculine.
Yeah.
People are going to rebel against you. The
Like
hive
back in
will
the
come at
day,
you.
you had to keep up with the strongest person.
Yeah.
These days, we have to slow down for the weakest person.
Exactly.
We have to live by the weakest people.
You are empowered if you are a supergender. Like you can survive as a supergender.
Exactly. Like back in the day, a person like that would die off because it's like they're fucked. They got no.
We need to
they
put
can't
that in
think
like
for themselves.
a picture frame. Fucking quote that what you just said. That was smart as fuck.
Who, me?
Yeah, you will.
I don't know.
Yeah, you.
What did I say? No, really. But, the whole back in the day,
You have to slow down. You have to slow down for others.
So back in the day, they had to keep up with the strongest. Nowadays, we have to slow down.
Yeah, it's so true because you're literally shamed for being better than others.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm fucking better than everyone else, but
Yes, you
in
are.
terms of no, but like in terms of like, muscle mass and mentality or whatever, like just thinking for myself, I'm shamed for that. Even though I think it's a virtuous trait in my opinion.
Yes.
But, like you're just shamed for being a unique individual.
Yeah.
And like what we just touched on before, if you're a high testosterone individual, you're going to be true to yourself and you're actually going to be an individual and you won't allow yourself to just be blending in to everyone else.
Don't be a sheep. That's
Exactly
what I'm
right.
saying.
I feel like every single one of us in this room is high testosterone for that very reason, because we're standing out, we're putting ourselves out there.
Like-
for, everyone to judge, and we don't give a fuck.
Yeah, most people who would put out something that isn't normal would have the odd get hate and be like, "Oh, this isn't normal. People don't like me for this." It's like we would just do it anyway because what we want to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck everyone else.
Yeah.
It's like with the school system, how it breeds low testosterone because you're in school. And so you just come out of a fresh canvas. You're growing up to be a man, and your testosterone's there. You're trying to get rowdy. You're gonna run around, but then you just get beaten down for it. So your caveman brain switches on and goes, "Oh, bad idea. We don't want testosterone because that gets us in trouble. Let's lower our testosterone so that we could fit into these classrooms." And then that's why we come out of school we've got this low test because our brain has just said we don't need that. We get in trouble for that.
So true, man. Like literally, there's so much a part of your brain is just trying to blend in and just be accepted by the tribe.
Yeah.
And almost like being a high testosterone / alpha guy, which is so cringe to say, but the whole reason why doing what we're doing is such a high testosterone trait is because you're almost saying fuck the tribe. I am the leader of the tribe.
Yeah, strong enough to
and you,
survive with that.
Exactly right, and you follow me.
That's why people who create their own businesses, their own anything that isn't working for someone, they're creating their own tribe in a way. If you're working for someone, you're in their tribe.
Yeah, well,
But we're making our
the
own.
big hive mind that you fucking always mention, big tribe, it's like one big tribe of low testosterone. So if you got this high testosterone urge to do something else, you're outside that big bubble. Because the masses is just low T. Fucking. Also, I just want to premise: if anyone's getting the wrong idea, we don't see the lens through high testosterone, low testosterone. They're saying that's not how we see the world, but it does. We will say it's huge. It's massively important. massive.
The foundation for your whole life and for for the quality of your life.
But where do we go? Like we've always said like, oh yeah, high testosterone, low testosterone. But what about the people who fall in the middle? What then?
Yeah, but well, that's a lot of people. That's a lot of people. That's probably most.
It's probably the majority of people.
Majority of people, which I would say, is just your usual guy. Like just fucking works a job. He's alright with it.
Yeah.
Goes
maybe
goes
a
and-
hobby or something.
Maybe he's got a hobby. He goes parties.
Yeah.
Just your average guy.
Just like a normie, pretty much.
And I'd say like and like high T people. Usually, this is like there's obviously super unsuccessful high testosterone people, but most high testosterone people are hyper successful.
I'm gonna say
It's successful in their own mind. It doesn't have to be like,
Yeah.
for instance, making a shitload of money. Like, it just happens to be the things that we want in life.
Like,
I
think it's more
financially
of-
rewarding.
Like the type of guys who've got like a boat, and a fucking couple of fishing rods or whatever, and a nice house.
I'd
Yeah,
say
like that. They've got what they've wanted.
when it comes to testosterone, I think it's a extremity sort of scale. So with us, obviously, we're doing something that's quite extreme to the normal person, which is obviously starting a podcast, having our own channels, starting businesses, blah, blah, blah. You can go all about it. And then you go for, someone who's got low testosterone. They just want to stay within their shell. They don't want to go outside. They have social anxiety, all these low testosterone traits.
honestly scared to tell people the great things they've done.
Yeah.
Like what I've heard. They think that they don't want to come off as bragging, so they don't tell other people the stuff they've done, which I think is silly.
I think, like, in a way, like, even me just, like, saying, like, about my life and, like, I'm proud of myself about doing this and that and whatever, I've noticed that I'm always downplaying what I'm doing because I don't want to make other people feel bad about themselves. Like, I'm barely even doing anything extra to the average person. I'm just doing, what I want to do, more or less. But I remember, I'm just going to relate it to what Andrew Tate said. He said he was in, like, I think you know what I'm talking about. He was in this group of, like, normal people, and he was saying, like they were asking questions. Also, what do you drive a Lamborghini? He's like, how can I, like, how is he supposed to, like, avoid that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
If you've ever been to a social event and you like you said, you downplay what you do, not because, it's better than what they do or whatever, because you think you're better, but because it's different. Like if they'll say, what have you been up to? You just say, yeah, just the usual, mate. Like just been working, fucking doing the usual. You just say like the usual.
Yeah.
You don't, like, if someone asked me, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, this. It just wouldn't,
It doesn't. Yeah, they can't.
They can't
If it's
compute.
not like. It's not like going.
It's gonna be an
and drinking or
uncomfortable
watching
situation.
the footy or like being like
Yeah,
they don't. Like I've actually had.
It's a bad thing for me to do because that is almost like a low testosterone thing to do. But like I adjust to what I would want them to perceive me as.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is who they are.
yeah, and sometimes it's not even like a low testosterone thing. It's more of like a logical thing where it's
Yeah.
like,
I can't be
can I be bothered explaining my entire life's mission, purpose, and why I make content to some guy that I don't really think is going to matter
It's
to me?
not something they necessarily get. Like they don't understand it. Like I remember, like with the whole content creation thing, a lot of people don't understand that. They're
No, they
like,
don't.
That's
And-
just luck. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. And like, it's extremely difficult explaining to anyone who doesn't do what we're doing. Like, that's why this connection is so fucking important, is because no one else is going to get it at all. Like, wait, so why, like, you record yourself with a camera and you upload
Like that. Especially when there's not huge results coming in
Yeah.
as well. That's when they really don't get it. It's like,
Yeah.
you're doing all this work. What are you getting out of it? They don't see the.
That's
Yeah.
why a lot
Potential.
Of people, a lot of people have like addicted to so much instant gratification. Like when I remember telling people I want to start up my own thing, and they're like, "Well, how are you going to make money straight away?" And I'm like, "That's not how it works." And they just couldn't be like, most. They're used to just making money instantly the second they sign up for a job. It's like, but if you're going to do your own thing,
And that's why
there's
they
not gonna
do-
be money coming in.
That's
at all.
why in their brains they do sports bet instead of starting a business.
Yeah, because if you do win, it's instant.
Exactly.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's all their brain can
There's
handle.
too much of this world is instant gratification.
Yeah.
Delayed gratification is
And, like,
ceasing to
people would-
exist.
Over the years, people would rather invest hundreds of dollars in like tax lotto or something,
Hmm.
or eye candies giveaways than actually in a fucking business.
Bro, you know what Tats
Which
Lotto...
is literally the worst investment ever.
Bro, Tats
Like, it's
Lotto
almost
is literally...
nothing.
It's just investing into some scumbag's fucking gambling business.
Yeah.
You're literally just investing... You're just pouring all your money.
Yeah, and most of the
sprinkling
time,
it
that
every week.
like when they advertise, I find this quite funny. When they advertise, like say 10 mil, you only get like 7 mil because a lot of it gets taxed.
Yeah.
like you don't get all of it.
But also,
Like that's
this is the fucking statement that cracks me me up every time. Whenever I mention that I'm starting a business and people freak out or some shit, and they go, "Well, 99% of businesses fail." I'm like, "Yeah, well, 99.999% of your lottery tickets don't fucking win you anything."
No, but that's what it's.
What is the point of someone even saying that though?
They're not failing though. These businesses that 90% of them fail. It's like no, yeah, they're quitting. It's like every business in the entire world has had a failing problem. They just kept going. Yeah, they just kept. The part of it is failing.
I think
they just kept going, which is a high T thing.
I think the final trait of high testosterone that is the most important is just, and the most corniest, is belief in yourself. Just not seeing the light at the end of the tunnel or a clear path sometimes, but always just having that unwavering belief and persistence within your heart, knowing that you're going to get there eventually.
Yeah.
You just don't know how, you just don't know when.
Believe in the journey, not the destination.
Exactly.
Like. That's what gets me going.
Yeah, for sure.
And not getting like skewed by like, what people are thinking about you or your mission.
Yeah.
Not getting like fucking deterred because people are like shitting on
Bro,
you.
there have been so many times where I'm like, oh, this person's going to say that, or this person commented this on my video and they think this about me, and I guarantee you that me having my platform has had there's been so many people that I reckon I've had probably like double digits worth of people that have recognized me in public and have probably just been too scared to come up to me who don't fucking like me. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Because I've had I think 6 people in my gym who know who I am. I think 2 people in my old gym. So that's like almost 10 people that I knew who liked my content. And on a special video, especially on a video on TikTok, I had millions of views, and I actually had to scroll to find the positive comments.
Yeah.
So you can only imagine. So you can only imagine how many people that didn't like me who saw me in real life. I'm literally risking my own personal safety for this.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing about this, people who are hating on your stuff online are not gonna come up to you
obviously
in person because they are low test.
Well, yeah, exactly.
They're not.
Oh,
Yeah, they're
that's
not
true,
going to be at the fucking gym. I'm telling you that.
Yeah, it's actually, that's funny that you say that, because all the people that found my stuff positive, I met them in the gym.
Exactly. No,
Interesting, isn't it?
You're only going to meet people that you might get like that odd one, but you're always going to meet people who are that think what you're doing is good. The people who think you're doing what is bad, they're not going to come up to you and go, "I think you're doing a shit job."
Yeah.
Like that really is just like bang. All right.
Yeah, literally. Because they're just asking to get whipped.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, what are you doing then?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Also, what you were saying with testosterone and the belief in yourself, that's why I always talk about belief limits. It's like, you notice just people with low testosterone just lack the belief within themselves, and they just listen to what everyone fucking tells them.
How is that possible? It doesn't even comprehend in my
Yeah, I know, but it's like you know the attitude when you talk to them, and it's like they don't believe that they could do it. That's with personal coaching, and it's like that is just fucking cock blocking you from success. That's the only thing is your belief limits.
But people are going to view my mindset and our mindset as something that's ignorant. It's fucking anything but, mate. It's what you make of it. If you have in your mind that, I'm not going to make it or whatever, that is in of itself also ignorant, because you're trying to predict the future.
Yeah.
How are you supposed to know what's going to happen if you're saying, I won't be able to do this? Well, you don't know until you've tried it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
You know?
And it's like, I can't do this. It's like, well, stopping it isn't going to make you do it. Because you keep going.
Exactly. You can literally just do anything you put your mind to, honestly.
And just trying is better than not.
Obviously, there are certain degrees where you can't, and there are some genetic limits to certain areas. But for the most part, if you want to do something, you'll fucking find a way to do it. Let's be real. You can't. Obviously,
There's always around shit.
yeah, of course. If you want to be an Olympic sprinter and you want to get gold, you obviously have to have prerequisites in terms of your fast twitch muscle fibers, your build, etc. But nevertheless, if you want to be rich, well, you can do that in any way, shape, and form. You sell a product, you market yourself, or whatever it is.
There is no limits to
But,
that.
for example, I'm dyslexic as fuck. Yeah, I'm still managing to somewhat do something.
There's no
and I was not good at school. I'm not good at maths. Just Google.
And if anything, I would probably suggest that being dyslexic would have helped you, because I'll get to what I'm saying is because when you're placed at a disadvantage within your youth, you kind of have to compensate for that.
Overcompensate.
You have to overcompensate for that. So
Try harder.
yeah, so I kind of want
That's
to.
not what I did.
That's what I'm trying to get at is that when so for example, in high school, I was quite an awkward looking guy. I just was not attractive. Let's just be real, right? And then I realized that, and then I overcompensated for that by looks maxing, and then I'm at a point now where I'm happy. So it can happen in any sort of way.
Yeah, it's like the genetically gifted guys. Like they always end up falling off because they're like comfortable.
Yeah.
They are. They don't have to fucking compensate for that.
They didn't have to put in effort to get where they are. They were just like that, so they don't know what it's like to try hard. And
Yeah, even you could say for me that I had to overcompensate with all my stuff. Like I had to make sure that I excelled in the stuff that I was doing because everyone was fucking hating. So you got to make sure if you're going to make content, you got to make sure it's fucking good.
But it's like with the whole like people like kids being born rich in a way. Like they don't try as hard because they've got given everything to them. They have to work for anything.
I want to
It's
use
like
a good example as well of someone like who definitely did, like a couple of people that definitely overcompensated. They're in terms of fitness. I've mentioned them in the past like quite a lot. Actually, so three of them. One John Skywalker, Ziz, and David Lade. Yeah. You look at Ziz, skinny as fuck, like just had nothing on him, bullied. Same shit with David Lade. He had fucking like scoliosis, was like 90 pounds. You know, ended up being some aesthetic god. And then like John Skywalker, like literally a fucking beanpole turns into an aesthetic legend. So, you know, like, fuck, man. Like,
and that wouldn't have started if they looked good.
Exactly right. And those are the people that, you know, actually make it somewhere in life because they understand the importance of it. They're grateful for it and they make it happen because they want it so bad and they have that fucking burning desire for it. Yeah. If you're born like, I'd say the only person who doesn't match that stereotype is Jeff Side. He had the most insane fucking genetics ever. Looked like a Chad from day one, but he still made it there anyways because of his genetics. So, you know, like I'd say it's, yeah.
I just realized something as well, going on the overcompensating thing, like me and you were pretty much asking to get bullied going into high school, but we didn't allow it. Yep. Like you got to think about the credentials here. Yeah. Like ugly ranger, pretty much, like that's just how it was. I was skinny as fuck. Skinny as no, bro. I was a fucking toe looking guy. Like anyone will say the same thing. Both of us. Skinny as fuck. I made content, like didn't do the usual thing. I made like weird gaming videos and shit. And I remember in primary school we got bullied like fuck.
All it was bullying, yeah.
But then I went into high school. I'm like, I am not going to allow this. Like first day I picked a fight to show that I was like fucking top dog. And yeah, I'd have to just do things like that, like stand up for myself in situations. Like you would have done this heaps, Rory. Like people will try and go at you for your stuff.
Yeah.
You say fuck off. Fuck off. No, I'm not taking that. You know, I'm not gonna allow myself to get bullied. And then people start backing you. And
I want to say something as well. Like there was this guy who I think it was like year 9, and this is like before I had like my growth spurt, started lifting weights, etc. And he was just like bitching me around pretty much, and I couldn't do anything about it because he was so much bigger than me. And yeah, I would stand up for myself, but it's always because he had like a group of people around him. So if I try anything, I'm fucked. Anyways, I saw this guy at the gym like a couple of weeks ago, and he was like towering over me, way more muscled, fucking massive. I'm bigger than this guy now. Like, I'm literally bigger than, like, this guy who bullied me back in year 9. And fucking, like, it just, that felt so gratifying, man. Because, like, that was one of the reasons why I started lifting weights. And I'm mogging this bloke. Like, it's fucking, it feels good, bro. And that's not the only reason, like, I'm mogging or whatever. But back to what you said, like, trying to overcompensate in high school. I know this has got nothing to do with testosterone or whatever, but it's kind of like a theory I've sort of made up in my mind that there's almost, like, little hints of racism, like in terms of like for white people. I know this is going to sound stupid as fuck. We all know like racism to do with like black people and Indian people, Asian people, whatever, right? Like that's all prevalent. Like, oh yeah, you know, this life matter, you know, all these movements, right? But I'd say the most fucking bullied like race, if you want to call it that, is red-haired white people.
Yes.
And it's literally accepted for, like, it's actually pushed upon people in Australian culture.
Yeah. It's in cartoons everywhere. Like, it's always the redhead is the one that gets bullied in cartoons.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like normalized.
Bro, hear me out. So I said this in front of my class. I was quite literally the only guy in the class. No one was defending my opinion. I said, how is it any different? Because I was getting flamed for like no reason. I said something. Even the teacher like called me out. He's like, because he was like just this PE teacher and he said some shit about like, oh, shut up, like Ranger or something. I'm like, you know what? I'm like, actually think about this. How is that any different to just calling out like a black kid?
Yeah, literally.
And then there's that's ridiculous. You can't say that. I'm like, it's just it's a phenotype. So red hair, pale skin. That's no different.
Exactly.
It's actually
bro. I even got this like I know you're gonna laugh at this or whatever, but I even got this to like a similar degree, not the same at all, no way, but like in a similar way because I am like very, very white. I fake tan because of this, right? And like I would always get picked on for like looking like a goth or like an emo or whatever, and like all this shit. And like if you just look different from like the quintessential Aussie bloke who's got brown hair and blue eyes, like you're gonna stick out, and people are gonna make fun of you for it because you look different.
Like even like I reckon rangers get made fun of more than any race in Australian schools.
Yeah, for sure.
No, like I was like I used to be more. I'm not that ranger now, but I used to be really ranger when I was little, and even I copped it as well.
Yeah.
Like I was just lucky that I was really good at sports. That I didn't get bullied for that because I would always get picked first for the sporting teams. If I didn't have sports, I would get bullied.
Yeah, like
But yeah, I copped it as well. Like, I just shut up, Ranger. No one can take you seriously.
Exactly.
You get this big red X on your fucking back, except it's on your head.
it's I get it fully because my mum has red hair and blue eyes, so she told me about all the stories how like she would grow up and she'd have it as well. This shit is continuous. Like,
but it's like
in Australia, I would rather be black because it's almost like, bro. And I'm gonna this is nothing to fucking do with racism, right? And this is just plain fact because like. People don't want to be perceived as like, oh, I don't want to be racist. They'll kind of like suck up to people of other ethnicities a little bit too much, that they're almost like praising them just for being their own race.
Yeah.
Versus like, say for example, like a white guy, like God forbid, a red-haired white guy. Like, bro, they're going to be absolutely shit on because A, they're a white guy, so they don't have to suck up to them.
Yeah.
And B, like they've got red hair and they stick out a lot.
And it's
they
like
look different.
freckles as well. Like, a lot of people say, like, you sneezed in a Milo tin. Like, yeah.
Man,
Good example, you two.
I'm the perfect example.
Like, blue eyes, red hair, white as fuck with freckles. Like, and like, especially if you're short and chubby. Like, yeah. Like, ugh.
Yeah, I'm just glad I hit the gym, honestly, because like otherwise all my other traits are
I'm
fucked.
glad my fucking
I
hair
think-
just completely
Yeah,
changed.
what the fuck,
Like,
man?
I used to be like not as ranger as these guys, but I used to be full ranger. Now I'm like,
You got trim.
no, yeah, it's fine. So happens
I think you guys were honestly like, I think we were all in a way forced into high testosterone, and the way I want to say that is because what you just said, Will, which really touched me, was in a way was that like how you stood up to like everyone in your class, including the teacher, and you literally said to the teacher like, no, like you're standing up for yourself, which I fucking respect so much
You
because
said like,
No, it was almost just like I'm just intrigued, like their thought process.
no, genuinely,
What the
because
fuck?
the same shit would happen to me in my old school as well. I'd have the entire class against me, including the fucking teacher, and I'd just be standing up for myself. Then, like, if you're going against everyone else, like that, you have to have high testosterone. There's just no way you don't, because you're not gonna put yourself out there and say fuck you to the masses if you don't.
high testosterone or delusion.
Just so. Yeah.
Oh well, it's just the lifestyle choices you make. Like that was probably the same time around that I started the gym anyway. So yeah, like literally, now that I think back to it, that's literally all I did at school was just like I was in a lot of fights back at school. Like now, even I'm still dealing with the altercations, but that was technically me just compensating, saying like anyone that tried to have a go or make fun of me or whatever, it's like, let's just meet up and punch on. I'll fuck you up. That was the mentality, and like that's pretty much just how it went about it. Everyone that even tried it, bro, because as soon as you let someone, as soon as you let someone disrespect you once, it's over.
Yeah, for sure.
And a lot of people gave me shit for dyeing my hair, and I'm like, bro, you can't win this war. You're better off just admit. Yeah.
Once a ranger, always.
I made a video saying I was like, if you're a redhead, you're better off dyeing your hair. Like the conversation of you dyeing your hair is going to be way better than getting called a ranger for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
You can't win the war. You're not going to ever end the ranger racism. Better off just fucking coping and just.
I told old enough to go.
And then people who don't understand what it's like to be a ranger will like sit here and be like, "What are you talking about, bro?
proud, bro.
Be proud." Like,
Yeah,
nah,
exactly.
you just don't get it.
Oh, it's not that bad. It's like, are you ranger? Like, I'm not a sook here, but like,
Yeah.
it's annoying.
Yeah, well, no, it's not even like I don't give a shit. It's just sort of annoying because, like you said, no one can take you seriously. Like every time I posted, every time I posted a video, like without like fail, the first or second comment would just be like ranger. Or
Yeah, no, I remember like people who didn't know me. I remember would be like, "Shut up, ranger."
Yeah.
Like, I would always hear just like, "Shut up, ranger." If no one can take you seriously,
Bro,
if you're
and
looking
I've-
at a sucker, no, I'm not gonna lie, I don't blame him.
Yeah,
Like, looking at
it's
someone
funny,
who's like
but it's like,
white as fuck with red hair, you're like, that's like clown right there. The white makeup with the fucking red hair, that's clown.
I've literally noticed
popularized the.
there's a huge like thing I've noticed as well with people with red hair is that they use having red hair as like a coping mechanism where they almost like attribute their red hair to their personality. So like they'll start like literally calling themselves ranger. Like, oh yeah, like there's a YouTuber I know.
That's also embracing.
He literally calls himself ranger. But like, yeah, you can call it coping or you can call it embracing it, or you can just do what you did and dye your hair. Like, it doesn't fucking really matter.
That's what my brother's nicknames in school was like Ranger. Like I was Big Ranger, he was Little Ranger, and we like owned it. Like Lachlan had his fucking footy jersey say Ranger on the back of it. So did I.
But like that's
we kind of just we were known as the Ranger boys.
it's pretty funny, but it is annoying.
Yeah,
That it's like
it's annoying when
Yeah.
people use it in the same way, but people put it like as a nickname. I'm like, fair enough.
yeah, it's like how black people just call each other the N-word. It's a good thing, but then if it's used in the wrong way, it's the same thing.
Exactly.
It's like when it's like in school I used to just take the piss. People used to just like call me a wrangle. I'm like, hey, don't drop the hard R like that. You can't say that.
I remember
Like,
a teacher
if
gave
Hayden
someone...
says it's alright.
Yeah, exactly. A ginger can only call a ginger. But no, I remember this in school. This is not anything to do with testosterone.
Yeah,
No, but my fucking teacher gave someone a detention because they called me ranger.
Oh, yeah, wait, big ups the teacher though.
Yeah, she's like, what, you guys? I'm like, I don't care. I clearly am a ranger. It's not like making shit up. It's just stating the obvious.
Yeah. Anyway, should we give a blueprint for the person on the other end of this trying to boost their testosterone naturally?
yes.
So this a massive one. This is like the gateway drug to high testosterone and
Diet
chasing your
rape.
dreams. No, yeah, man.
that's
Be
it.
forced to bash everyone. Just like going to the gym will spiral you into higher testosterone.
I reckon what to start you because if you have low testosterone, it's going to be hard for you to stick to the gym. And what I reckon to do is first fix your diet and take supplements just because it's fucking easy and it does work. And then that'll give you the boost. Also start gym at the same time.
Yeah.
But that will give you the boost to wanting to keep going to gym because it's hard to keep going to gym to raise testosterone when you're estrogenic and you want to just not do it.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Like they say,
It's kind of a loop.
The biggest issue with depression is that you can't tell someone with depression to just man up, bro, or just get over it, or just go to the gym,
Just
bro.
go to the gym, yeah.
You can't because they don't have the motivation. They don't. Motivation's the wrong word. They don't have it in them to do that.
Yeah, because they have...
They won't do it.
It's far fetched for them.
Yeah.
For them, it's like so far fetched. Like the gym, that's the last thing I ever want to like do.
Yeah, because they just want to sit in bed.
Yeah. Harley boot camp seems like the best option. Honestly,
Well,
we got to
think-
do it.
Yeah, I just think like we said, like slowly fixing the diet, slowly getting a little bit more exercise in there, and then eventually you pick up.
Chuck yourself in the right environment would be probably the easiest.
Probably environment. That's what fixed me. Just going out into the trade.
Going to a bricklaying site.
Go to a brickie site, become a brickie's labourer. Bro.
Legit hardens you up.
Oh yeah, because
Like-
you're forced to be there every day. You don't have a choice, really.
The only thing is, I will say, a lot of tradies eat like absolute shit. You will get made fun of for eating healthy, but just do it.
I don't know if this is like testosterone based or it's just to do with like gritting your teeth type shit. So anytime in my life where I've had a job, including now, I can just do shit so much fucking easier. Because like, think about it. You're put in a situation where you have to do shit you don't want to do over and over, continuous movements, repetitiveness. I notice that as soon as I get home from like a cold shift, which is fucking easy, but I get home nevertheless, and I'm like gonna heat up my dinner, I'll like go dum, jing, dum, and then just do everything like so quickly, and then like I'm like slamming the shit out of it, and my mum's like, why the fuck are you doing it so loudly? I'm just getting through it. Like I literally just then I just chow down super quickly, get in the shower. Like, bro, I used to have to fucking take my time to do everything.
Because you're still in like the what's it called, like work
state.
Workflow. Like I get that
Yeah.
as well. Like on the weekend I find it really hard to get
Yeah.
going. But on weekdays when I have work, I like
Yeah.
as soon as I get home I'm just quickly like 40-minute gym, like really quick gym
Yeah.
session. Come home, eat, and then do more
Literally,
work.
the best fucking feeling is when you're sitting there and you don't second guess what you're doing, you just do it. And that's high testosterone, let's be real.
Yeah.
And like when the worst fucking situation you can be in is when you're lethargic and you second guess everything
so
and you're
bad.
like, should I do this? Shouldn't I do that? When you have high testosterone, high testosterone is even more prevalent as a content creator because you don't think about, oh, should I post this? You just post it. And whatever soy boy estrogenic wet wipe cuck is gonna comment on your video, it doesn't fucking matter because at the end of the day, it's a soy boy.
Yeah, I
Who
just
cares?
want a little hack for people like with the whole morning routine thing. So on the weekdays, it's fine because I go to work, I come back, I continue the flow state until I literally pass out. But with the weekends, you can literally fuck up your whole day within the choices that you make within the first 30 minutes of your day. That's why like, on weekends now, as soon as I'm out of bed, I'm out trying to get into the sun right outside of the back patio thing there, and I'm just doing like star jumps or running on the spot, just trying to fucking just get some like because if I don't
slapping yourself.
yeah, because if I don't do that, it's just like slow, and then everything's slow, and you just
Like, it's happened heaps of times. Like, it's I fuck myself up.
What I've seen is a good weekend morning routine, but it also does raise your testosterone. Is like when your alarm goes off, don't sleep in, just straight away get up. Don't get on your phone, just straight away get up. Have an ice bath, which does raise testosterone and is also really good for fucking having a good day. And then go get sun to also just warm up.
What I noticed as well, the reason why I always seem to go to the gym, the first thing I do for my day, like including whenever I've got work, is for that reason. Literally just to get the blood flowing, get something done, like hard work, and just feeling like you're mobilizing. You know, like you're actually you've got high amounts of mobility, you've got the momentum there, and getting home and doing something is not that difficult because you've just pumped some serious iron.
Yeah, and to relate it back to testosterone, if you start doing just those small things in the morning, you'll start naturally living more of a testosterone-friendly lifestyle.
And it ups your baseline in terms of what you can actually achieve as well. Yeah. So, like, you start off doing, like, a couple of sets of bicep curls, and you're like, this is fucking easy. Yeah. Then you start doing, like, 4, and then you start doing deadlifts. Yeah. And then you're doing, like, weighted pull-ups, and you're going to the gym every single day, and it's like, well, this is fucking easy. Yeah. Whereas some guy who just started is going to find it very difficult to only go to the gym, like, a few days per week.
Because the biggest formula for low testosterone is you get up, you stay in bed, you scroll TikTok, you just, and then once you've done that, you don't want to get back out of bed, and then you finally get out of bed. It's like fucking some hour in the middle of the day, and then you just like get out. You don't have the blood flowing, and you just fucking. You guys are fucking fighting over that. We need to buy more microphones.
We need 4 microphones. No, I don't want to sound like hypocritical here because this is probably like my worst vice ever. Like I still haven't conquered this, which I plan to eventually get there, but I think I subconsciously do stay up later and wake up later because like I just want to get like my work done during the night when there's no one distracting me. But maybe that's a cope. I don't know. But I think the most optimal. You don't really have to do that, bro. The most optimal way of like living for me at least, because I remember when I went camping, I would wake up as soon as the sun would rise.
Yeah.
And you're literally forced to wake up because the sun is beaming in your face. The best way. You're so fucking hot where it's like, oh, I'm boiling in here. I'm like sweating in my little bivvy or whatever it's called, or the swag. And I'm like, oh, this is disgusting. And then you get up. And then the first thing I would do would get like on my bike and I'd like bike up to like the servo, or not the servo, it was like a milk bar and get like some drink or whatever. That's fucking perfect, dude. Yeah. Like that makes me like warm and fuzzy. Just thinking about it.
That's why I leave the blinds open on the weekends. Yeah.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
Just let the sun hit your face and then like,
sure.
that's like what we're meant to do.
Yeah.
It almost annoys you. You're like, oh, fuck off.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so well, that's a little hack there. You want high testosterone? Fucking leave your blinds open.
Yeah.
Get some sunlight on your face first thing in the morning and get outside. Even if it's like for anything, like just go outside, shoot a basketball or fucking go for a run or something.
Yeah, just get like probably the most optimal morning routine. Like this is not to do with Andrew Huberman and whatever. Just something I can think of off the top of my head would be obviously wake up preferably. Don't sit in bed for 30 minutes.
No, it's the worst thing.
Obviously wake up with the sunlight just to come out, obviously, and then just get out of bed straight away and just get the blood flowing. So what I would do is just obviously do what I just said and then just get into like a cold shower, then go outside and just go for a run or something and just eat a nice nutritious breakfast that preferably isn't high in carbs because you're going to feel like shit after that. And then if you want to have some caffeine, obviously wait 90 minutes to do so you don't have like a dump, and that's pretty much all you need to do, really.
Just don't live like a fucking degenerate thing.
Have a stressful day, despite what fucking society will tell you. Like that is massive for testosterone. Like, because if you don't stress throughout the day, you're in your sleep. What is it? Your cortisol.
Your sleep. So if you don't, so stress is basically like cortisol levels, very correlated. If you don't have high cortisol levels during the day, they're going to be higher during your sleep. And if you want to build testosterone in your sleep, you need low cortisol levels.
Yeah, cortisol blocks testosterone. Yeah, and you build testosterone in your sleep.
And that's why if you don't do anything during the day, the reason why you can't get to sleep at night is because you know there's still things to do, there's tasks to achieve.
Exactly.
So you're sitting there thinking, oh, I could have done this, could have done that, and you've got this internal monologue going. Versus if you've just exerted all of your energy, all of your life's mission's purpose and why you make content during the day, then you're good. You don't need to think about it.
That makes so much sense. That is legit, yo. That
bro, no. When the best sleep I get is when I go to work for 8 hours, get home, grind out some videos, editing. Then I've got gym, and then I have boxing. Like my stress levels in the day are so high. Soon as I hit that bed, it's fucking lights out. Best sleep ever. Even if it's only like 5 hours, it's the best 5 hours of sleep I fucking get. Like,
so yeah, like society's literally setting you up to have a shitty sleep. Like literally you should live a stress-free life, have no stress. Yeah, so if you have no stress in the day, you have a stressful sleep.
How
many fighters fall off when they're waking up in silk sheets? You know what I mean? Like how many fighters fall off when their life becomes stress-free?
Fuck.
Because
dude, that makes me
they become less physically capable, bro.
Yeah, well,
so oh my god, that's why I always hear people.
The doctors prescribe fucking sleeping pills.
Oh,
there's all this different thing. Like you might have sleep.
Take some stress tablets. Oh, gee, God forbid you stress throughout the day.
Yeah,
you feel an actual emotion. My God.
Yeah, people like give all these reasons for sleep. It's like, have a hard day first. You fucking sleep. It's like even old people get it. They just say, "What, you'll sleep well tonight." Like, yes. So if you're not sleeping well, you're probably not doing enough during the day.
Yeah, literally. But I just want to round all this information up and just say testosterone will fix your life. Having high testosterone will fucking fix. It'll be the foundation for all your issues and removing all the issues from your life.
Actually.
If you're not motivated, your testosterone is probably not high enough.
Yeah, if you're not awake, this is what I'm saying. These guys messaging me saying, I'm not motivated. Bro, you should be. You really should be. Like, regardless of where you are. If you want like a good, fulfilling life, you need to have high testosterone as a guy. If you're low testosterone, you'll end up like, who's a low testosterone example? Fucking...
Hard to find like a celebrity example because most of them are successful, which requires some testosterone.
Bro, you know what I still can't like fathom to understand is that when you made that Avatar video, and I think the guy James Cameron, the director, he's like, these testosterone poisoned young men. It's like, bro, what?
But then made a whole movie about like testosterone, like high testosterone.
Wait, he regretted making that video, that movie apparently.
Yeah.
What, Avatar?
Why?
The second one.
Because it had traditional, like, masculine men in there.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
It doesn't even compute. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I know.
But that's how the fuck... That's...
So are you gonna make a tribe where everyone refers to each other as they them and like wave rainbow flags fucking everywhere? It's like
in
what?
the men characters, obviously because they have the high testosterone, are so like full of testosterone, so manly, like so masculine, like the way they protect their families and what they do. It's like he's giving his life to protect his family. How is that?
Yeah,
a
it's
negative
honourable.
thing? I don't get it.
It's what we need more. The only reason
Yes.
why we don't have high testosterone anymore is because we don't need it. But we do still
You'll
need it.
fucking demolish the competition if you
Yeah.
do that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It's what society really is, right? Is just it's a preservation of resources. Whether whether the resources be testosterone, body fat, whatever you want to correlate that with. It's all about like in today's current day and age. If you want to stand out and if you want to be a individual human, you literally just have to put in effort. It's crazy, right? Effort, I know. But you just need to go against the tide because what your brain is constantly going to be telling you is no, just sit down, sit in bed, we'll watch TikTok for only 30 minutes. Oh, and then 45 minutes has passed and then you're just still sitting there.
Before you got gyno.
Exactly right. So you've literally, like, whatever your brain is telling you when to relax, you just have to go against it because survivability wise, you're not going to want to do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it.
Yeah, it would be a high testosterone thing to do things regardless of what you're feeling.
Yeah.
So it's like...
That is true, but what I was sort of getting at is that you don't have to, and then obviously your brain is lazy and you're not going to want to do that.
So the thing, like how you say, like testosterone isn't needed. Is like back in the day,
It was needed.
It was needed. Like you naturally had high test because you had to get up.
Exactly.
You had to do shit.
is
A lot of
still needed.
people these days,
Just not to the same extent.
yeah, to the same extent. Like you can get away with being a lazy cunt these days. You really can.
You can have low testosterone. No, you can
get away with it.
No,
Yes,
you
you can.
can.
You can
No,
live under
here's
the roof.
why. Here's why. So you can get away with low testosterone because you can work an office job and sit there sedentarily
Yes, exactly.
and have a fixed paycheck and not actually have to improve for more because you're still going to have that same amount of funds given to you at the end of the week, nevertheless. So
Yeah, but they're the people who always say they don't like their lives.
They don't.
So in a way,
You're still getting...
so in a way, it's like
yeah, but they don't know why. That's the thing.
not living, they're
no, I know,
existing.
but that's because they think they have depression, not because they have low testosterone. They don't understand it.
And they're like you said, the Maslow hierarchy of needs? Like all the basic levels, the main fundamentals are being met. Like they've got food, water, shelter. So they don't feel like they need to actually. Well, also, not to mention, society will beat you down if you have high test as well. Like everyone tell you you're toxically masculine,
but you won't give a fuck.
yeah, you won't give a fuck. But or like, if you have high testosterone and you're actually a masculine guy, you're a better guy. You're a better person to society. You're more valuable. You're the low testosterone people are so selfish.
Yeah, those are the ones that
don't
do
provide.
school shootings.
They don't provide for anyone.
they're the ones that still make their fucking pregnant missus go to work while
Yeah.
she's pregnant. Like that's
That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, I'll summarize all this because it's
Getting too much.
getting too much. But I'll summarize all this by saying you don't need testosterone, but it is desirable. You do want it. Trust me. It's going to make everything way easier. It's going to make you have a fucking good life, and you only got one of them. And that's, we actually give a fuck. Like, we give a fuck. You know, it's like these people that are telling you, I'm not going to ramble on about this, but these people that are telling you, like, oh, it's okay not to be okay. well, let's raise awareness for mental health. They don't care. They really don't. They're just doing it to. They're doing it to be in the hive mind. It's like whether you see it or not.
They're doing it for themselves
true.
because they want to be perceived as a good
They want to be
person.
perceived as a good person.
They want to be perceived as morally virtuous while simultaneously fucking your life over. Whereas us, we put ourselves on the line, have the risk of being perceived as an asshole, but we don't give a fuck because we actually just want to help you.
We've been both sides of the coin, so we know what works and we know how to do it.
Yeah, it's not like we haven't been. It's not like we haven't experienced this life. Like we've had that. Yeah, we used to live that when we were in school, and then we kind of just grew a brain.
Does anyone have copes of the week? So we'll have to finish off with cope of the week.
I'm not gonna bother Mark because mine's just always food related.
Yeah, mine would be diet related. I got fish and chips yesterday because I was at the beach. I fucking so
It's
was.
just food.
Yeah.
I don't really slip up elsewhere.
What's Rory's?
So,
Oh, you had a good one, didn't you?
all right, my cope is that I've been so good all week that I had to make a cope at the last minute by eating a cupcake that was sitting in my fridge, which in of itself is a cope, and I would like to describe this as copeception.
Yeah, I thought the other cope you had was worse.
Actually, no, I just realised we both had fuck tons of donuts today.
Yeah, but it's like diet related.
So what I'm getting at here,
I like
boys,
your other cope, Rory.
is that I actually don't have a cope.
So you made one.
So I made one, but that cope is actually in of itself a cope because it was an excuse to eat a cupcake.
Copeception.
So it was a copeception.
Anyway, boys, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Smash the like button, comment down below if you guys think we should record another episode of this because, I mean, there's fucking estrogen references in every podcast we do and in our general, like, real life conversations. It's just estrogen this, fucking testosterone that.
Funny to us.
It's amusing to us, but it's so prevalent in society, you can't ignore it
fucking
once you know
everywhere.
about it. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Smash the like button.
Lift
on
heavy weights, get
YouTube.
sunlight.
Yeah, do all that stuff. Like it on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, and turn post notifications on.
Jesus Christ.
Did you guys enjoy the episode?
I loved the episode. I feel my testosterone increasing by the second.
My nuts getting bigger.
I feel like my balls being full.
Yeah. All right. See you boys next one. Peace.